If you could get inside someone's house, how much do you think your conversion rate would go up? The reason why people don't change is because they haven't been sold yet or convinced or converted. Their future self is going to be comfortable in your identity container. And my ultimate goal is very simple, these are 4 of the dozens of frameworks that we teach, and I'll talk to you more about that program on Friday, but these are dozens of frameworks that we teach to our private clients and our ongoing clients and what we're working with on the next level. But I'm gonna show you 4 of them so you can get a taste and you can start working on these again immediately today, all right? So here's the 4. The first thing you can do is you can Zoom or FaceTime with them before the visit. Okay, so this is how this would work. So you would get the appointment scheduled, right? And let's say the appointment's coming from your online sales counselor or maybe even you. And what you would say is, okay, perfect. So I'm gonna see you Wednesday at 1 o'clock, but here's the thing. I wanna make sure I don't waste time showing you things that you've already eliminated. And so what I'd like to do is have a Zoom or FaceTime session with you before Wednesday at 1 o'clock, so that I can understand your situation. Ideally, it would be inside of your house, if even possible, so I could do it tonight for you, and it could be inside your house, and you can show me some things that you're interested in, so many things you like and you don't like, and so I can just get to know you better, and I can plan a better experience for you so you're not wasting your time when you're out here. And so would tonight work good for you, or would tomorrow morning be better, right? So I'm Zooming or FaceTiming with them, and I'm accomplishing things that I would normally accomplish in person. I'm doing that now on the Zoom or the FaceTime. Let me ask you this question. If you could get inside someone's house, how much do you think your conversion rate would go up? Like if you could literally get inside someone's house and you could see, the spaces they have, how it's not working for their life anymore, how they've outgrown certain things, like how they live in the space, their kitchen, how they live. Like how much more would your conversion rate increase? I mean, let me just say this. If you could actually get a tour of someone's house, like how many homes would you not sell, right? Like it's almost like you would sell everyone. If you could get inside someone's house, you'd almost sell everyone, because you could like open closets and you could just see how they live. You could see the cabinet space that they're lacking. You could see the toys they have everywhere. You could see what the dogs are getting into. I mean, you could just kind of see everything. And that's what the power of the Zoom or FaceTime before the visit can accomplish. Another way is that you leverage drive time to build beliefs. So let me tell you this pro tip. This will blow your mind. This is like the simplest thing. This is kind of one of those things you're like, oh my gosh, Jason, that is so dumb and so great at the same time. I don't know about you, but I've heard so many things like that in my life that I'm like, Mary, can you believe they told us to do this? How do we not think of this before? That is the dumbest, greatest thing ever. This right here is, in my opinion, one of those things. So what you want to say is hey, Mr. Customer, I see that you're coming out, Saturday at 1 o'clock. And so I see that you're coming from Plano, Texas, and you're driving to Fort Worth. It's going to be about an hour drive. And so here's the deal. I'm going to call you at 12:15 on your way here. Now, the reason why I'm going to call you at 12:15 is I want to take advantage and maximize your drive time so that I can create even a better experience for you when you get here. So I'm going to call you at 12:15, and we're going to go over things like the part of town that you're going to be living in. We're going to go over some of the neighborhood amenities, like where the grocery stores are going to be, the movie theaters, and so I'll be able to kind of give you a better experience. And so I'm going to call you at 12:15, and I'm going to be talking to you on the way in. Okay. So now, ring. You call them at 12:15. And what you're going to do is now you're going to start talking about their area. So you're going to talk to them about where they're coming from, why they want to change parts of town, what's important to them about that. Then you're going to ask them kind of special questions. Hey, so you should be kind of turning on, you should be like getting on I-30 right now, and to your left to your right is Uncle Julio's. And I'm curious, that's a really great Mexican restaurant. Do you like Mexican food? You do? Okay, so you've been to Uncle Julio's. It's amazing. Like, where do you normally go to Mexican food? Like, you're just adding value, right? The reason why people don't change, write this down. The reason why people don't change is because they haven't been sold yet or convinced or converted that their future self is going to be comfortable in your identity container. So if they're not sold on your Mexican food and they love Mexican food, then that's going to be a friction point. If they're not converted on your grocery store because they have a different grocery store they prefer, then they're not converted. And so you want to spend time with them and you want to leverage this time because we've all heard location's so important in real estate that I want to use this drive time to, again, eliminate the other parts of town they're considering, and I want to convert them to say yes to my part of town. Then, as we're driving into the neighborhood, I'm gonna say, hey, tell me, you should be getting close to Hidden Bluffs Estates, and when you do, will you just kind of let me know and interrupt me because I want to point out a few things. They're like, oh yeah, we're turning on Heritage Estates right now, or Hidden Bluffs Estates. Okay, perfect. Okay, so just stop for a second because on the left is the entrance rate. Is that correct? Okay, just pause for a second, and I want to kind of point out this is the impression of what your friends and family are going to see and what they're going to feel when they come into Hidden Bluffs Estates. So first off, what are your kind of first impressions? Oh, I really like it. It's really nice. I like how you take care of things and you keep up with it. Perfect. So I'm curious, how does that compare to the other kind of first impression neighborhoods that you've seen? The monumentation, how it looks? I'm like, no, I mean, this is really great. So perfect. And how does this compare to what you have now? You see what I'm doing? I'm just constantly getting them to be converted, right? Hey, as you're driving in, I want you to notice we have a lot of baby trees that are on the main kind of drag here. And obviously our models are right to the left. You can see our flags, but these are all baby trees. But the next 10 or 15 years, we're gonna have a beautiful tree canopy that's gonna line the main entranceway of Hidden Bluffs Estates. So every single day, you're gonna see these trees like grow and get larger and larger and larger. And it's literally like money is growing on trees. And what I mean by that is the reason why people buy older homes is they want older neighborhoods with the trees. And so as these trees get larger, we're literally growing money for you in resale value. It's the coolest thing in the world. Okay, are you turning left? All right, I'm gonna meet you out front, park the car in front of the third model. I'm right there, I'm gonna come see you. Boom. Okay, guys, I just spent 45 minutes more with your customers. 45 minutes more. Right? Think about that. If you could spend 45 minutes more with them on that drive time in, do you think you would sell more? Do you think is that worth your time? You guys are making $10,000, $20,000 a house, right? Is that worth more for you to do that? It's so fun, right? I think it's fun. If you don't think it's fun, you don't think it's fun. But to me, that's fun. That's a fun thing for me to do and have fun with people. So Zoom or FaceTime before the visit. Number 3, sit down to build the home on paper before they leave, okay? So one of my belief systems is the more you cite, the more you write, right? So the more you cite, the more you do the cones and the tape measure. It's a whole new course that we have on how to cite people properly because it causes them to see their future self, see their destiny in the backyard, in the home site. I love citing people. It's one of my favorite things to do, to drive up on the lot and say, okay, this is your driveway, and let's get the cones, the tape measure, and the whole thing. There's just so much fun in doing that. That is a great way to sell houses. But I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about the more you sit, the more you get. And so if you can build a house on paper for them, then again, it slows the process down. So let me tell you my bonus tip on how to do that. Super tactical. And so what I do is I never give them the brochure. I hold the brochure for myself. And I just say, I'm gonna be your personal guide, your personal secretary to help you through this experience today. And so as we're going through, you're gonna see things that you have to have, you're gonna see things that you want to have, and you're gonna see things like your dream option. So we're gonna put things into 3 categories. And so as we're going through, you're just gonna tell me if these are things that you, like it's a must, it's a like, or it's like a dream. If money was no object. And then before you leave today, we'll sit back down and we'll build the house on paper, and I'll actually build 3 different options for you. And I'll go over all the different pricing and the different features, and we'll kind of make sure that you're real comfortable so you can make a wise financial decision. So what I'm doing is as we're going through the experience, and they're gonna be like, oh, I really like that, bonus, whatever option, And I'm like, perfect. Is this something you have to have? Is this something you like to have? Or is this like a money's no object dream option? No, I think this is really important. Probably more of like a like. Perfect. I'm going to put it in the middle column, bonus, sunroom option, whatever it is, right? Perfect. But I'm going to keep saying to them before you leave today, again, we're going to sit down on paper, we're going to sit down and I'm going to go over the pricing for this. Even if I know the pricing of what it is, I'm just going to avoid the question. And they're going to say, how much does this cost? I'm not really sure. I think it ranges from this to this, but I'm not 100% sure. But again, before we leave today, I'll make sure I get the exact number for you, but it kind of ranges between this and this. Okay, so give them kind of a range and you're good to go. So again, the goal is I got to sit down with you. Because if I can sit down with you, I just banked another probably 20 or 30 minutes to build these houses on paper. And it's just a great technique. So again, the more you sit, the more you get, the more you cite, the more you write, the more you sit, the more you get. So do everything in your power to build those houses on paper for them and get them to sit down and build those dream options. Okay. It really is a game changer. It'll totally help you sell more. And the last thing here is no already created brochures. Okay, so if you've been taught to have already created brochures, it's really killing your position of strength. Okay, so don't do that anymore. So instead, what I do when a customer comes in, they say, "Hey, Jason," or they're not going to, they don't know my name, right? "Hey, can I just have a brochure? My husband's in the car with our baby." I'm sure you've had that before. And I would just say, "No problem. The brochures are in my third model in the kitchen. Okay, let's go." No problem. My brochures are in my third model down the street, right? And I'm going to walk to my third model or my second model, or maybe you only have one model. And I'm going to walk slow. And during my walk and talk is when I'm starting to understand them and I'm starting to figure out where they've been. I'm trying to slow them down, spend more time with them. And then I'm going to take them through that model and I'm going to walk them to the brochure, to the kitchen. And they're not going to be created. It's actually going to be in the individual drawers of my kitchen. And so I'm going to go drawer by drawer. I'm going to be building the brochure for them and I'm going to build a customized brochure. So my goal is actually not to give them every single floor plan. My goal is actually to do my best to eliminate. The more you can actually downsell someone, or not downsell, sorry, the more you can unsell someone, it actually does increase their conviction in you. So when I unsell people, it's like the example of, I'm not going to show you this, I'm not going to show you this, because that would waste your time. I'm going to do the same thing when I'm building the brochure for them. And I'm going to say, hey, based upon what I know about you, I'm not going to put this floor plan in there because it's too small for you. Do you agree? Yes, I agree, Jason. Perfect. I'm also not going to put this floor plan in there because I believe it's too big for you. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. Perfect. So I'm only going to put these floor plans in there because the following things that you share with me. Would you agree? Perfect. Now, out of these, which one do you think is the standout so far? Well, I think it would be this one. Perfect. I'm going to mark standout on the top, right? You see what I'm doing? I'm causing them to make decisions with me. I'm causing them to be engaged with me. And my ultimate goal is very simple. This is how I rank. This is how I kind of rate myself in a situation like that. Is if they say to me, "Hey, thanks, I've got all the information I need. We'll let you know if we have any questions," then I failed. That was an F. Okay. If they say, "Man, this has been really good. I want to schedule an appointment with you to come back and actually spend more time with you," that's a C. Okay. I didn't fail, but I got a C. If they say, "Hey, this is really good. I'm gonna go swap out with my husband, and I'm gonna go watch the baby, and I want him to go through the same experience that I just went through," that's a B. If they say, "You know what? The heck with our screaming, crying baby. I'm gonna go wake my baby up, and I'm gonna get my husband and my baby to come go through this experience because this is so important that it's worth waking my baby up." That's an A+, baby. Say A+, okay? So your goal is to wake the baby up because you did such a great job that they don't have time to come back. They want it now. Say now, okay? That's what you want. So that's the game with the no already created brochures technique that I do. All right, real life proof. I taught this to a veteran, Chad Sanjagren, many years ago at Richmond American Homes. And he said, that's not gonna work. This whole time thing is kind of dumb, but I'm gonna try it anyway. He was coachable, which was awesome. He was very coachable. And he said, I don't think it's gonna work, but I'll try it anyway. The next week, he comes back on a national training call, Richmond American Homes. And he came back from 300 salespeople and he said, man, that sold me another home. I literally just wrote on the registration card. I saw them coming in at Ryan Homes across the street. Say Ryan. Came to Ryan Homes across the street. They left him in 20 minutes and they came into mine. And I just said, I'm going to see if I can double the time. I'm going to keep him for 40 minutes if they kept him for 20 minutes. I'm just going to double whatever Ryan does. And he literally put his little clock on his watch. He said his timer. He said, sold him a home just by spending more time with the person in the competition next door. I'm telling you, it's one of those things that it's so dumb. It's amazing. It's like I can't believe how dumb this is, but it works.